The existential psychologist Rollo May once wrote that the daimonic is any natural function which has the power to take over the whole person. It is a concept that strikes at the very heart of the human condition, but an ancient idea reclaimed to explain the terrifying and sublime forces that rage within us. To understand the daimonic is to understand the source of our greatest creativity and our most devastating destructiveness, the wellspring of both love and violence. In a modern world that often champions sterile rationality and fears the intensity of passion, May's psychology of the daimonic serves as a critical warning and a profound guide to reclaiming our own vitality. The term itself is often confused with the demonic, but this is a fundamental misunderstanding, born from centuries of theological distortion. The origins of the concept lie not in a vision of pure evil, but in the ancient Greek idea of the times daemon asterisk. For philosophers like Socrates, the daemon was an intermediary spirit, a guiding voice that was neither good nor bad, but simply a force of nature connected to one's destiny. It was this original, more nuanced meaning that May sought to restore. The daimonic is the undifferentiated, primal energy of life itself. It is the urge to procreate, the surge of anger, the craving for power, the passion for another person, the drive for self-assertion. It is the raw, untamed energy that can fuel a poet's masterpiece, a lover's devotion, a revolutionary's courage, or a tyrant's cruelty. The peril of the daimonic arises not from its existence, but from our relationship to it. In May's view, the great sickness of the modern age is the repression of these powerful, instinctual forces. We are taught to be reasonable, to control our anger, to temper our passions, and to be wary of our own power. But the daimonic, when pushed into the unconscious, does not simply vanish. It festers. It becomes dammed up, and like a river blocked from its natural course, its pressure builds until it erupts. This eruption can manifest inwardly as neurosis, apathy, and a profound sense of powerlessness, or it can explode outwardly in acts of senseless violence, rage, and cruelty. The person who is unaware of their own daimonic urges is the one most likely to be possessed by them, becoming a puppet to forces they refuse to acknowledge. History and literature are replete with case studies of the daimonic running amok. In Shakespeare's Macbeth, we see the daimonic urge for power, once repressed, burst forth and consume the man entirely, transforming a noble general into a blood-soaked tyrant. The passionate, all-consuming love of Romeo and Juliet is a perfect expression of the daimonic force of Eros, a power so overwhelming that it pushes aside all reason, family, and even the will to live. These are not simple moral failings. They are illustrations of what happens when a human being is completely taken over by one of these elemental energies. The daimonic, when it possesses us, renders us blind to all else. Yet this very same energy is the raw material of human potential. To deny the daimonic is to cut oneself off from the source of all creativity, courage, and authentic love. The artist who channels their rage and sorrow into a powerful work of art is engaging with the daimonic. The activist who harnesses their righteous anger to fight for justice is channeling its power constructively. As May observed, the passion which is the source of the poet's art is the same as that which may issue in a burst of rage. The task, therefore, is not to conquer or eliminate the daimonic, for that is impossible and would lead only to a sterile, lifeless existence. The task is to confront it, to integrate it, to bring its raw energy into conscious relationship with the whole of our personality. This process is remarkably similar to Carl Jung's concept of integrating the shadow. The daimonic can be seen as the raw, kinetic energy of the unconscious archetypes, including the shadow. To integrate it is to face the terrifying, powerful, and unacceptable parts of ourselves with courage and awareness. It means acknowledging our own capacity for anger, for lust, and for power, and instead of repressing these forces, finding conscious and constructive ways to express them. It is the challenging, lifelong work of turning raw potential into individuated personality, of giving form to the formless chaos within. This requires a profound level of self-awareness and existential courage, the willingness to stand in the tension between our rational mind and the irrational, powerful urges that define our humanity. The daimonic is the fire that can either warm the hearth or burn down the house. Its presence within us is not a choice, but our response to it is. To live a full and vital life is to accept the inherent peril and potential that comes with being human. It means turning to face the gods and monsters within, to listen to their demands, and to negotiate a path that honors their power without becoming enslaved by it. To be human is to live in constant dialogue with these primal forces, and our character is forged not in their absence, but in the courage with which we face them. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, or sharing. Your support on Patreon helps us to continue creating this content. Thank you for watching.